The Tri-State Tornado, 1925. The monster that redefined destruction. Let's start with the Tri-State Tornado, the deadliest tornado in U.S. history. March 18, 1925. A storm touched down in southeastern Missouri and stayed on the ground for 3.5 hours, cutting across 3 states: Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana. This wasn't just a long-track tornado, it was a monster of impossible endurance. It traveled 219 miles, killing nearly 700 people, destroying 15,000 homes, and wiping entire towns off the map. There were no warning systems, no radar, no sirens. People saw the sky turn black and thought the world was ending. Scientists later estimated wind speeds of over 300 miles per hour, making it an EF5 by modern standards. The Tri-State Tornado changed everything. It forced meteorologists to begin seriously studying tornado forecasting and warning systems, lessons that have saved countless lives since. The Joplin Tornado, 2011, when a city was shattered. May 22, 2011, Joplin, Missouri. An EF5 tornado ripped through the city with wind speeds of nearly 200 miles per hour. It wasn't just powerful, it was strategic in its devastation. In 38 minutes, it leveled schools, hospitals, and thousands of homes. 158 people lost their lives. The tornado grew from a single funnel to a massive wedge over a mile wide, dark with debris and dust. The storm was so large that people couldn't even see its edges. Just an expanding wall of black swallowing everything in its path. Radar images showed multiple vortices rotating within the main funnel, a complex structure that magnified its power. The Joplin tornado became a grim reminder that even in a world of Doppler radar and modern alerts, nature can still outpace our best systems. The El Reno Tornado, 2013. The largest tornado ever recorded. This one wasn't just unbelievable, it broke scientific records. May 31st, 2013, near El Reno, Oklahoma. What started as a regular storm system evolved into something monstrous. The tornado quickly grew wider and wider until it reached a staggering 2.6 miles in diameter, the largest ever documented on Earth. It had multiple rotating cores, moving in unpredictable directions, making it nearly impossible to track. Even experienced storm chasers were caught off guard. In fact, this tornado tragically claimed the lives of 3 renowned researchers: Tim Samaras, his son Paul, and colleague Carl Jung, after sudden shifts in the tornado's path. Wind speeds hit 295 miles per hour, close to breaking the limits of what's physically possible in Earth's atmosphere. It was a sobering moment for the storm-chasing community. A reminder that even the best trained eyes can't predict the mood of nature's most violent forces. The Andover Tornado, 1991. The day Kansas stopped breathing. The Andover Tornado of 1991 remains one of the most visually documented and haunting twisters in history. Captured live by TV crews, it tore through the Kansas landscape as viewers watched helplessly from their living rooms. The tornado shredded entire neighborhoods, obliterating the Golden Spur Mobile Home Park, and left 21 people dead. Its EF5 intensity was measured by the total annihilation it left behind. Asphalt ripped off roads, vehicles tossed like paper. But what makes Andover so unforgettable is the footage. The sheer visual proof of nature's power as it happened in real time. For millions, this was the first time seeing what a full-strength tornado truly looked like, and it changed public perception of storm safety forever. The Moore Tornadoes. Lightning strikes twice. Some towns have been unlucky. Moore, Oklahoma, hit by 3 EF5 tornadoes in less than 2 decades, is one of them. The worst came in 2013, just 11 days before the El Reno tornado. It carved a 17-mile path through the heart of the city, with wind speeds topping 210 miles per hour. Schools were flattened, entire blocks vanished, and survivors described the air itself feeling electrified, filled with a deafening roar like an engine from hell. The tornado caused $2 billion in damage, making it one of the costliest in U.S. history. Meteorologists were stunned by how precisely it followed the path of a previous EF5 from 1999, almost as if nature had a cruel memory. Moore's recovery became a symbol of human resilience, proof that even in the face of recurring catastrophe, people rebuild. The Pilger Twin Tornadoes, 2014. When nature doubled down June 16, 2014, Pilger, Nebraska. Something unbelievable happened. Two EF4 tornadoes touched down side by side, spinning around each other like a deadly dance. Meteorologists call this a twin tornado event, and it's one of the rarest formations in atmospheric science. Both were spawned by the same supercell, each maintaining independent rotation, a phenomenon almost impossible to sustain. To witnesses, it looked like an apocalyptic ballet, two massive funnels swirling around each other in synchronization, tearing the town apart from both directions. Pilger was nearly destroyed. Only one structure downtown survived. As storm chasers filmed from a distance, they knew they were witnessing history, something that may not happen again for decades. The Gerald Tornado, 1997, the tornado that reversed time. The Gerald, Texas tornado is infamous for its unimaginable power and disturbing aftermath. On May 27, 1997, a slow-moving storm produced one of the most violent EF5s ever recorded. Unlike typical tornadoes that move quickly, this one crawled, traveling less than 10 miles per hour. That meant it had more time to grind everything in its path into dust. Entire homes were scoured from their foundations. Asphalt roads were peeled up. Cars and people vanished without a trace. Meteorologists said the damage was so extreme that the ground itself looked scraped by a giant's hand. The slowness of the storm made it even deadlier. There was no outrunning it, no hiding, just a relentless engine of destruction that erased a community in minutes. The Daulatpur Saturia Tornado, 1989, the deadliest in world history. March 26, 1989, Bangladesh. The Daulatpur Saturia tornado remains the deadliest in world history, killing 1,300 people and leaving over 80,000 homeless. Bangladesh's flat terrain and dense population make it especially vulnerable to tornadoes, but this storm was on another level. It swept through villages with no warning, destroying everything in a 50-mile path. Houses made of bamboo and tin were shredded instantly. Survivors describe being lifted off the ground and thrown into trees miles away. The tragedy exposed how little global awareness there was of tornadoes outside the US and prompted international aid groups to begin studying storm safety in South Asia. It wasn't just a storm. It was a humanitarian disaster. The Bridge Creek Moore Tornado, 1999, the first 300 miles per hour. Winds. This was the first tornado ever confirmed to reach 302 miles per hour, the highest wind speed ever recorded on Earth. May 3rd, 1999, Bridge Creek, Oklahoma. Radar data showed velocity readings that exceeded anything meteorologists thought possible for a tornado. The funnel was enormous, dark gray and wrapped in rain, a worst-case scenario for visibility. When it struck, the town was reduced to splinters in seconds. Even reinforced buildings were stripped bare to the foundation. Scientists used this storm to calibrate future radar systems, realizing that our instruments could barely measure the forces they were observing. It redefined what an EF5 truly meant, not just in theory, but in raw, measurable devastation.